Normally, world leaders enter the White House here. Donald Trump likes to get the handshake on camera. But today, we got this. It hardly looks like it, but that is a momentous moment. Ahmed al-Sharaa entering by a side door, the first Syrian president ever invited to the White House. He is a leader with an unlikely rise to power. This weekend, al-Sharaa played basketball with US troops, forces he once fought against in Iraq. A man who, until Friday, was still designated as a terrorist by the US, with a $10 million bounty on his head. His journey from the jihadist al-Jilani to President al-Sharaa was cheered by members of America's Syrian community when he met them in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, and by these supporters outside the White House, as Syria formally joined the US coalition to defeat ISIS.
It's truly historic on every level. In looking at Syria and its history, the way it was blocked out from the whole world, not just the United States, and if we spoke a year ago and said the Syrian president will be at the White House, people would think we're crazy.
Historic, but also urgent because of one major plea. Syrians have been desperate for America to lift punishing economic sanctions imposed on the murderous regime of Bashar al-Assad. Experts said the so-called Caesar sanctions were strangling any hope to rebuild this war-torn country and to start the work of recovering bodies. Last year, Channel 4 News visited the site of one of many mass graves across a country in which up to 500,000 were killed, many still unidentified or missing.
I think that was right before he was taken, like probably a couple months.
Sosan's uncle, psychotherapist Majd Kamalmaz, travelled to Syria to help refugees suffering from trauma in 2017, but was snatched at a checkpoint, and they never heard from him again.
His family life since then, what's he missed?
He's missed a few weddings, he's missed graduations, he's missed the growth of his grandchildren. One of them just graduated college, one of them was about to graduate high school. I think we really missed him during the death of my aunt. I didn't think I was going to cry.
She said the final remaining sanctions had prevented the action needed to find so many missing people, including her uncle.
I think all of the families are just looking for answers. They're looking for the truth. They're looking for closure. And being able to begin the undertaking of deeper investigations, the ability to begin exhuming bodies, begin identifying people who have died in these prisons, brings us closure and brings so many other families closure.
Good news for Sosan today as the US suspended the Caesar Act, including those sanctions. Trump had wanted to lift them, but faced resistance from Congressman Brian Mast, chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, who appears to have softened after meeting al-Sharaa yesterday. But what about sectarian violence in Syria, including the killings of Druze and Alawite minorities, with claims that al-Sharaa's security forces were involved?
Everyone and anyone that took part in any abuses should be held accountable. But the Caesar Act should go because the Caesar Act is shattering to Syria's economic stability.
And so a cautious new relationship begins as a Syrian president and former jihadist who has faced 2 attempts on his life by ISIS turns tentatively to the West.